Affondatore is the brand new Italian super battleship at tier 11. Now, the in-game description gives us an Italian version of the maximum battleship concept, which is based on a ship of unlimited displacement armed with extremely powerful artillery. Unlimited displacement sounds a bit odd. The battleship's air defenses consist of dual-purpose 135mm mounts developed in Italy at the turn of the 1930s and the 1940s, along with some 76mm anti-aircraft guns adopted into the service in the 1960s. Not much of a description on the actual ship itself, but more a description of the AA armament. In any case, this is the Affondatore. Now, this is still a ship in testing on the live server currently, so there is no gameplay available. When gameplay is available, I will update the link in the top right hand corner and in the pinned comment, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to easily find the video or the new content when it's released. Now, this video is going to be an in-depth look at the ship's complete stats that are currently in testing. I must stress this. They are subject to balancing changes throughout the testing process. So let's dive into the armor first. But before we do this, let me quickly remind you there is a special offer for memberships at the moment. 99-cent membership will not only support the channel and the video creation, it will also give you a super container mission in-game along with channel emotes and access to special areas on my Discord. So, very special offer currently in conjunction with Wargaming. So, big shout out to them and thanks to everyone that takes advantage of this offer to support the channel. Thank you all very, very much indeed. So, starting with the armor layout, we'll go through this very quickly. 32mm plating, bow and stern. Upper belt or casemate armor is 70, 50, 50, and 55. You can see different sections here of deck armor. The main belt armor is 423mm. Superstructure 19. The turrets themselves, frontal plate protection of 410, side 100, 140 on top, 120 on the rear section of the top plate, and the rear is 200mm. That leaves the citadel armor itself. As we can see, it's deeply submerged underneath the waterline, so pretty decent. At Warship 250, the deck armor is 45 on the citadel. At Warship on the front, 250, 70mm, and the torpedo bulkhead is 50. So, buried deeply underneath the waterline, she will be quite difficult to citadel when angled appropriately. This is further reinforced by having a truly massive 121,400 hit points, torpedo protection damage reduction of 31%, and we can see that she also gets, with this build, 5 repair parties. Very quickly, just built into main battery reload, the captain skills, running with concealment, pretty standard battleship setup. So 5 repair parties with this build, 728 hit points per second, and it's active for just over 30 seconds with a cooldown time of 76 seconds. Now, this survivability is greatly enhanced by also having access to the exhaust smoke generator that you can get on a lot of Italian ships. 66-second action time with a smoke dispersion of 15 seconds and a cooldown time of 114 seconds. Very, very useful for making attacking maneuvers or when forced to make those very dangerous turns broadside to the enemy when looking for an escape route. So very useful smokes either offensively or defensively depending on your in-game current situation. So let's move to the main artillery. 16 of these 406mm guns, 2 turrets, 4 and 2 aft, all quad mounted 406mm guns. So 16 of these in total, that's a lot of firepower. They can rotate 180 degrees in 38 seconds. They have a max dispersion of 237 meters with a firing range of 19.3 kilometers. Now that is the max firing range. There is no spotter aircraft. Unlike her compatriots in the tech tree, Affondatore does not get semi-armor piercing. She gets traditional high explosive shells and armor piercing. You can see the shell values: 5700 HE damage, 36% fire chance. They can pen 68mm of armor and have a shell speed of 836 meters per second. The armor piercing, 13k, just over 13k max damage with the same shell speed. So no semi-armor piercing with these main battery guns. The same goes for the secondary battery. 16 of these 135mm guns, all in triple mounted turrets. So 18 of these guns in total. 5.8 second reload. They have a firing range with this build, just a non-secondary build, of 8 kilometers. They fire high explosive shells, 1950 max damage, 9% fire chance. They can pen 23mm of armor and have a shell speed of 875 meters per second. Affondatore does, however, come equipped with a combat instruction. Now what this does is it's called direct control over secondary battery crews. Now when activated, you not only get a 10% speed boost, you get a 75% reduction in the reload speed of the secondary battery, an 80% reduction in the max dispersion, and the penetration of these HE shells is improved by 100%. So essentially, the pen is improved to 46mm on this high explosive when the combat instructions active. To fill the combat instructions bar, you must hit the enemy ship with a shell, and each shell will progress that bar by 3.5%. So especially late game with your combat instructions ready for action, this can be quite a scary prospect. A smoke screen coming at you with 18 of these very fast firing and high penetrating high explosive shells coming at you. Quite a scary prospect. So in terms of airstrike, 2 attack flights with an operational range of 11 kilometers, 1 aircraft per attacking flight, 2 bombs with a max damage of 4900. So 11 kilometers operational range. In terms of AA defense, Affondatore gets 14 of the single mounted 76mm guns, and the secondary battery is dual purpose. These 135mm guns that we have already looked at. A combined continuous average damage of 676. The vast majority of this is medium range. Affondatore only fires 3 shell explosions per flak salvo with a max damage of 1540. The priority sector reinforcement is 35% and the max firing range is 4.6 kilometers. So very limited max firing range, only 4.6. In terms of maneuverability, the base speed is 30 knots. You can improve that with the Sierra Mike signal flag to 31.5. When you activate the combat instructions, you get an additional 10% on top. The turning circle radius is 1020 meters. The rudder shift time is 20.2 seconds. I am running with the propulsion mod here. You can reduce that rudder shift to a best time of 16.1 seconds. So finally, Stats wise, concealment rating of 36. This is with a full concealment build, including upgrade here and captain skill here. And the best concealment on Affondatore is currently 14.1 kilometers. You would be surface detected by enemy submarines and enemy aircraft at 13.1 kilometers. One very important number here is when firing your main battery guns in smoke, the detectability range is 17.5. Assume you're going to be instantly detected once firing in the smoke screen. So you might want to take this into consideration while making any potentially dangerous maneuver. One should simply hold fire until you're at a better angle to engage the enemy. So this is Affondatore. I hope you enjoyed this quick little preview guide. This is currently on the live server in testing at the moment. So don't be surprised to come across her in game. If you'd like to see some live gameplay, feel free to come over and visit me on Twitch. You can see the link here on screen. I look forward to seeing you all.